If you're in a police recruitment process in England and Wales, you will have to do an online assessment centre. And part of that is an interview. You're going to get asked 5 questions. You need to deliver 5-minute answers. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about 3 absolutely critical, fatal mistakes that could lead to you failing the online assessment centre and having to wait 3 months or 12 months before you can resit it. But before we continue, who am I and why should you listen to anything I've got to say? My name is Brendan from Bluelight, and over the past 31 years I've been helping people just like you to succeed in promotion boards in the police, specialist interviews, and in the recruitment process. We've helped thousands of people succeed, got a great team of coaches on my team, and we've got almost 800 5-star Trustpilot reviews. Just check the link below if you want to find out more and discover what people are saying about our academy services. So let's dive in. What happened today, as I did a one-to-one coaching session with someone, preparing them for the interview stage of the online assessment centre. We used our practice questions from our question bank. This is our academy question bank. And from this, we looked at 2 questions, one that he thought he was strong in and one that he thought he was weak in. And the one that he was weak in was the first one we started with. It was a question around being innovative and open-minded, one of the competencies you're going to get assessed against. Now, remember, they're going to ask you the question, and it is not going to be, can you tell me about a time when you've been innovative and open-minded? The question is actually based on the behaviors from the competency. So it's not as simple as just, can you tell me about a time when you've demonstrated courage? Can you tell me about a time when you've demonstrated respect and empathy? It doesn't work like that. So I asked a question, gave him 1 minute to think about his answer, and then came back to him after 1 minute, and he launched into the answer, which took a total of 1 minute and 20 seconds. Now, the detail wasn't there. What we're looking for is detail in our answers, and we can only give an answer that contains detail if we use a total 5 minutes. We want to be talking for the whole 5 minutes. If you're not talking for the whole 5 minutes, you are losing the opportunity to score well. Whilst you're talking, you're scoring. And if you're not talking, you're not scoring anything. And so why lack of detail? Well, this individual believed he could cover off what he was talking about in his example by just saying what he did. So saying things like, I set up a system, or there was a really good result at the end of it. Like, it's just really surface level what we're after is the how. And it's the how that gives you the marks. Is this making sense? Hopefully. So detail is the first thing that we're looking for. Now, number 2, the next answer he gave was in respect of the value of courage. And again, the question wasn't, can you tell me about a time when you've demonstrated courage? It was based on one of the behaviors within that value. So NC stands for not challenging. So the example he gave was an example of just something that happened to him on a daily basis in the workplace. And it wasn't hard. It wasn't like difficult. It wasn't challenging. It was just like, right, is that it? So his answer was longer. It had some more detail in it, but the actual answer itself just didn't demonstrate what the value was actually looking for. Remember, this is the value of courage. And no matter what the question they ask you, they're looking for you to demonstrate some kind of moral courage in your answer. And it needs to be something that's challenging or difficult. And this one just wasn't challenging at all. So that's number 2. You've got to make sure that your answer is sufficiently challenging and not just like, that's just something I do on a daily basis. Right, number 3, and this is really, really important, this one. Get humble. Get humble. So once this individual had delivered this answer, I then had to give him the feedback about it to say, yeah, just not good enough, not challenging or difficult enough. And he accepted that. And then we dived deep into some of the things he does in respect of volunteering, to look for an example of when he's actually done something that's more challenging, that's more complex, that's going to press the buttons in terms of what the assessor's looking for. Now, we couldn't find anything from his world of volunteering, so we looked into his world of work. So his working life so far. And it turns out that this individual had had some feedback from his manager about the style of his communication with customers. And it took a while. I've got to say, good for this individual. He eventually came around to it, but he was very resistant to the sort of feedback I was giving him to say that, look, there's a reason why your manager was talking to you about this. It wasn't the fault of the customer. It wasn't the fault of the manager not understanding. It's like you just didn't communicate very well. And so we need to get humble, because this individual on this occasion was a little bit resistant to my feedback at first. And it took about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to work through it, and eventually was like, yeah, I get it now. I get it. We've got to get humble. So in terms of, especially with an answer around courage, or any of the other answers actually, we need to have some learning in it. We need to be able to identify the things that didn't go well. And often those things that don't go well are just on you. They're like flaws in the way you do something. And you've got to be humble enough to recognize that, yes, this didn't go to plan and I need to do something better next time. Or the way I behaved left something to be desired and I need to do better next time. And in case you're thinking, oh, that'll be just for the first few years of policing. No, it's not. I mean, I did 3 decades as a police officer. And then my last year as a serving inspector, I made some right clangers. There were times when I just went home and thought, oh my God, did I really say that? You've got to be humble enough to recognize that you're not always going to have all the answers, that you are going to make mistakes. And it's how you deal with those mistakes and how you reflect upon them and how you do something different in the future. That's what they're looking for. So this is really important, not just for the online assessment center, but especially for the final interview, because at the final interview, as an interviewer, that's one of the traits I'm looking for. There's lots of traits I'm looking for, but one of them is, can we work with this individual? Because trust me, in your first few years of being a police officer, it's a massively steep learning curve. I mean, seriously, every day you're going to be learning something new, and every day you're going to be like, oh, what did I do there? It's just a natural progression to being an awesome, outstanding police officer. And it's what we look for. What I'm not looking for is someone who's like resistant to feedback. No, it's not my fault. It's the manager's fault. Oh, it's not my fault. It's the client. It's the customer's fault. That is not something we can work with. We need to be able to work with people who can get humble. So that's a trait that I'd like you to develop and a trait I'd like you to introduce into your online assessment center interview answers. So hopefully this is making sense for you. If you'd like to find out more about how to actually become one of our clients and get that expert coaching, get the one-to-ones and join our small group practice webinars and take advantage of all of our online material, all the explainer videos, all the templates, a sample interview, question banks, then ask to join our Academy program. It is intense, it is a big investment, and there's a form below to complete. Complete that form and we can talk to you about, we'll have a 45-minute to an hour-long call about whether you're a good fit for the Academy, and also you can work out whether we're a good fit for you. It's got to work both ways. And if you've not already a member of our Facebook group, there's also a link below. Over 26,000 members of that Facebook group. Please do ask to join that group. There's plenty of resources in there to help support you to have a solid foundation in your police recruitment process. It's completely free. So look forward to seeing you in the Facebook group if you're not already a member. Hopefully useful, and I'll see you on the other side.